Hey YouTubers, and welcome back to another Dragon Ball Super discussion video. I am once again joined by the one, the only, the beautiful MJ over at GeeklistTV. MJ, why don't you say hello to everybody?
Bro, you're gonna get some people hating on you for saying that. But anyways, yes, it is me, MJ, the El Capitan of Geeklist Television. What's going on, bro?
It's all good, man. It's good. I hope everyone is willing and ready to talk about this particular subject. Obviously, guys, you know what you clicked on. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail, you know what you're getting yourself into. But that is today whether or not Dragon Ball Super should adapt Son Goku and his friends' return into the main canon of Dragon Ball Super. Because look, I know in the Battle of Gods movie they actually kind of indicated that yes, that event happened and all that stuff actually happened in terms of everything, because during that movie, Bulma basically says, like, why don't you bring your brother? Well, I don't know where he lives. So she knows about Tarble, and the only way she would have known about Tarble is if the events of Son Goku and his friends' return actually had happened previously before the events of Battle of Gods. Now, in the series proper, they have never mentioned it. Like, they never mentioned Tarble, they never mentioned anything when it came to the God Ritual or anything else, kind of indicating that they had basically rewritten or written over that particular storyline, which is totally understandable.
Also in the manga too, it's not in there. I'm actually looking at it right now in my volume 1, and they skipped the whole entire God Ritual altogether. So yeah.
So yeah, like it's just not in there. It's not necessarily canon for the entire story of Dragon Ball Super. And personally, I think it's a really cool concept. I think it was a really fun, celebratory concept. And personally, it's something I think that they could do in order to buy time or just kind of figure out what the next big arc is going to be and just put it in there after the Tournament of Power, because we all know this is Dragon Ball. We know it's going to be a happy ending. Universes aren't blowing up, and if they are, it's not going to be Universe 7. And if it is, nobody ain't dying. No one's going to die.
Don't you have a video talking about this?
Anything. Yeah. I probably.
Plug it. Come on.
I don't remember what it is. You're the one who remembers it. Anyway, so the point is like, I think it would be a really cool story just to like kind of put in there, considering everything that's going to be happening. And you know, spoilers for the Tournament of Power if you already don't know, but you know, spoiler is that Frieza's coming back, obviously, to have some kind of remnants of the Frieza Force after he just remade the Frieza Force. Is actually probably a little bit, instead of like, you know, the remnants of the Frieza Force being basically like 10, 15, 20 years out from Frieza's actual death, the fact that he just remade the Frieza Force not a couple years ago, like, makes sense that there would be remnants still kind of policing around without him, and they had some semblance of power after all that, and not a huge retcon from everything that happened in the Fukkatsu no F arc, despite the fact that he took the whole force. I mean, you can easily take that away. Plus, in my opinion, you give highlight after basically shafting Goten and Trunks during this particular arc because they weren't trained enough or they weren't experienced enough for fighting. You give them some highlight and you allow them to actually save the day for once in the main storyline. So there's just so many positives there, and it would be so easy for them to basically just take that and rehash that same storyline. You're talking about a month worth of material for them to basically play around with as they prep for the next major arc after the Tournament of Power.
Yeah, I completely agree. One of the problems with the Patafu arc, in my opinion, was the fact that Trunks and Goten were introduced, and I thought that was going to be like Goten and Trunks and Jocko's mini arc, you know what I mean? I thought that was going to be their thing, but of course, as we saw later, Goku and Vegeta were inserted into that arc, and I think just judging off of these last few arcs, Super is just always going to remain with like Goku and Vegeta being the one to step in and just always save the day, right? So it would be cool that we got like an actual little mini arc, you know, consisting of maybe 2 to 5 episodes, you know, something like that, that is all about just kind of like Trunks and Goten and kind of have them take on the bad guy. And probably one thing that I would change was the fact that, remember, in Son Goku and his friend's return, Goku and Vegeta had to step in and defeat the merging of Abu and Kadu, right? Mm-hmm. So take that out. have Goten and Trunks actually defeat him, because we don't need to see that. It was a special, and Goku and Vegeta hadn't been in action in that special yet, so it would make sense for them to insert them at the end. But here, we've already seen Goku and Vegeta in action throughout many different arcs, so it would be cool to kind of just have Goten and Trunks do that. And plus, they've kind of hinted at the idea that Trunks and Goten are training in this current arc. Like, they were fighting, they were sparring at the top of Capsule Corp's balcony, and then they were sparring again when Goku went to go to try and recruit Vegeta. So it would just make sense for them to kind of tease off of that, limber off of that, and have Goten and Trunks go up against, you know, Abu or Kato, or just at least like a version of those type of characters that show up, and have them be the ones to take them out, have them spar, have them get their fighting sense back into back to the point to where it used to be in the Buu arc. I think that would just be kind of awesome. I think a lot of people really overlook just how cool Goten and Trunks can be as characters, and I think they really do need so much development. You know what I mean? Like, if they're not gonna age, if they're not gonna develop them that way, no, I'm being serious. If they're not gonna develop them that way, then, you know, at least give them something like this. You know what I mean? And it's just a mini arc, you know, like 4 or 5 episodes. How would that hurt? You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be great. You don't need Naitoshi Shida animating this shit. Just keep it nice, slow, you know, just have some nice character moments. And I would be down for an arc like this. I really would be, especially after something as epic as this. Like, we're assuming, go to my channel for mark out moments, GeeklistTV. Make sure you go check that out. You have real to real doing fights that should happen on his channel. So we're talking about how hyped this tournament could be. We're talking about, like, universal busting shit. We're talking about cheering the leader, the main strongest guy in Universe 11, you know, stronger than the leader, the Pride Troopers going up against Goku. Like, how epic would that be to kind of fall back from that and just kind of catch the breath of everything, have a nice little arc with Goten and Trunks? I think that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, no, totally. The one thing I would really like to see, and you can't necessarily just focus on Goten and Trunks, although I believe, kind of like the Patafu arc, they really should be the focus, more so than they were in the Patafu arc especially. But you also have a lot of other stuff to play with and a lot of really cool things. Plus, first of all, you have 2 main villains who can merge. I mean, who better to fight 2 main villains who can merge than Goten and Trunks, who also fuse? So, I mean, just there's so much stuff that plays with each other, like that plays with it, that makes it that much more special. And plus, you can actually like in the canon of Super, I guess, introduce Tarble, who I don't necessarily know what you get from that, but it was like it was in the little special, it was kind of a funny moment to sit there and be like, well, Vegeta has a brother? This is crazy. And, I mean, we've already got that with Super with, like, well, Bulma has a sister? That's crazy. Like, why don't you ever talk about them?
This arc could introduce a lot of character moments between everybody.
Yeah, no, and I really think that that's special. Plus, one of the things we need and we haven't seen for a very long time in Dragon Ball Super is a group celebration moment. And if you're going to have a group celebration moment, which was what Yosan Goku really was, because Mr. Satan was basically opening up a new hotel and everything with the money that he used to after beating Majin Buu, which is, you know, a little weird considering the fact that they wish the memories away. But you can actually have them meeting up, like the entire gang meeting up to celebrate, you know, after the Tournament of Power and everything ended up okay and everything. It would make sense for that. Plus, you can also bring in a lot more other characters. I mean, what would happen if Shampa's there now too? Beerus and Whis, Champa, all the other people that you would imagine would probably be there at this point and moment, and then also introduce Tarble and just kind of work with that. There's so many awesome things that you can do with it, and I feel like it's a shame if they're not going to mention it, if they're going to write over that special entirely. Then they should probably bring back the concepts at the very least to satisfy us as fans, just to see that stuff in the show. And that's something I really want them to do. Plus, like I said, honestly, for the most part, it's a story, it's a script, everything that's already done, that they've already figured out, and I don't think anyone would have a problem with them readapting it into the show. So they're basically giving themselves, like you said, 2 to 5 weeks just to play around with as they kind of develop everything else. So I think that is just a win-win for fans and Toei and everything.
Yeah, I completely agree, because we've seen before, you know, some specials are actually brought in and they're actually made I guess I hate to use the word, but canon. You know, they're brought into the main continuity, like with Bardock. So you have Frieza doing the whole, oh, he looks like Bardock, you know, in the original manga. So, and I can agree with that, and I don't hate that. So you know, I didn't hate Yosun Goku in his French return. So it'd be cool to bring them back and actually put him in the main continuity. You know, that would be pretty badass. I was just thinking while you were talking, character moments, right? How about this for a character moment? Again, here I go with my predictions. Don't kill me, guys. But here's like a little prediction slash theory. Me just theorizing if we were to get this arc. You remember after Abu and Kado merged in the special, right? How they started going berserk and they're like just destroying everything. Mm-hmm. Imagine they do that here, and Gotenks is busy trying to fight him off. You have like Goku protect like Chi-Chi, or you have like Vegeta protect Bulma, stuff like that. Well, you know how in Super they've been trying to play up the idea that like Pilaf and the gang are like really, really good friends with Trunks. Like they're staying around with Trunks, they play with Trunks, stuff like that. It would be cool since no one's guarding Brawl. If like some like debris is like they're trying to fall on her or something, they turn into the Pilaf machine from like back in Dragon Ball and they protect her. I think that would be like really, really badass in my opinion. Or like they just like protect the babies like Pan and Broly. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, or the babies, and then the babies protect them.
I know. See, there's so much you can do. This thing can offer so many character moments, you know, between everybody that's been shown so far in Super. And I think probably one of the best would be obviously Tarble, Vegeta, and then of course moving on from that, I think if this was kind of like the Goten and Trunks arc, that would be amazing because you know I'm a huge fan of the kids. So
yeah, I know, and yeah, like just give them a little spotlight after like they've really for the most part they're gonna sweep them under the rug in this tournament, and it makes sense considering how much growth they've given to other characters who we didn't think were actually that strong, because obviously that's what they had to do plot-wise, but at the same time, like, give them something to do, you know, give these characters some reason to be around, and it's already a story that's put out there. So I really think that, like you said, great character moments. Just imagine way more people than were at the original special could really be there. Not just the Pilaf gang, but Beerus and Whis, Champa, and so many other people. And Jocko, Tights, all of them. So
I just thought of one. I'm sorry. I just thought of one. Imagine when Tarbo goes, "Who's that?" And Vegeta goes, "Oh, that's God of Destruction. Beat us!" And he just like faints.
Actually, it would be funny, although it would kind of take away a little bit from Tarbo's character. But it'd be really funny if he's not necessarily married in this version. He doesn't have his like weird looking alien wife, and he goes to planet Earth to like get Vegeta's help because he's like the savior of this one planet, yada yada yada. And he meets Tights, and he's like, "Oh my god!"
Oh like, man,
because Tights is already like kind of a space hopping person anyway. I just think that'd be silly. Anyway, guys, we're gonna leave it at that unless MJ has any other awesome character moments.
No, I'm good, bro. Sorry.
Anyway, guys, we're gonna leave it at that. Please make sure to go check out MJ. Make some really awesome content for you guys, daily anime content for anyone who's interested. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to this particular channel for more of these videos and discussions like this with MJ and myself, other people, and just my general thoughts on most things. Dragon Ball, movies, and whatever else I want to talk about. So guys, hope everyone has a good day.